Good morning, everyone. It's Robert from On My Turntable. Hope you had a great morning this morning. It is Monday morning. As always, a coffee kind of morning. Just to let you guys know, I'm probably, I don't know, 80% on the mend. Uh, it's been a full week of not doing a hell of a lot. But I wanted to do this video because it's been a couple of days and I've been itching to get at it. And this is one of the few days I've had some energy to do this. So I'm going to attempt to rank not all their albums, but their top 15 studio albums, and I'm talking about Jethro Tull. This list, before I get started, could go either way. This is my list. It's not a list of set all, be all. I'd love to hear your list. Just because I may have chosen something doesn't mean it's the way it should be. Yours may be completely different, and that's cool. That's the way it should be. Just please don't criticize me for putting them in the ranking that I did, because it's not really a fair thing to do. So again, these also could go either way depending on the day. Some higher than others, and I even struggle with my number one choice, which could have gone either way as well. So let's get started, because I don't want to spend a lot of time on this. I'm not going to explain a lot of each album for time, but we'll start off at number 15. This is Roots to Branches. Great album. Again, all these could go either way. 1975 release, the 19th studio album by the band. Kind of a back to basics album too. They went back, great combination of prog rock and folk rock with some jazz and Arabic and Indian influences in there as well. Maybe influenced by a trip that Ian Anderson made to India. That may have a lot to do with it, but cool track, cool idea. Sorry, cool track, cool album, cool concept. Love the cover as well. So that's number 15. At number 14, I've got two copies of this one. I've got it in vinyl. Pardon me, and if I cough halfway through it, I apologize. This, of course, is Crest of a Knave, 16th studio album by Jethro Tull, released in 1987. Recorded after a 3-year break, as Ian had some throat infections going on, and it made his vocal style sound a little different. Less electronic and more rock sound on this one. They actually beat Metallica out for 1989's Best Hard Rock and Metal Performance, which is unbelievable. I don't understand that. Two completely different bands. I love Metallica, but you've got some great tracks on here. Steel Monkey, Farm on the Freeway, Jumpstart, Says She Was a Dancer, Budapest, Mountain Men, and Raising Steam. Fantastic album. Fantastic. Again, they could go either way, depending on the day. So that's number 14. At number 13, I have it in a, this is part of a little box set. This is Broadsword and the Beast. 14th studio album, released in 1982. Great combination of synth rock, folk rock, hard rock. Ian Anderson thought this was some of his best work on this one. Kind of an album that the more you listen to it, the better it gets. It really does. Almost called Beastie, as that's the first track off the album. I think got Flying Colors, Broadsword, and Pussy Willow. A couple of great tracks on this one. Really good stuff. Broadsword and the Beast, and I love that cover as well. I apologize. And then you have the great debut album by the band. I've got two copies from a box set, and this 40th anniversary edition. I'm not going to go through the whole thing because there's so much to look at and so much to discover in this one. But what a great debut album by the band, released in 1968, featuring guitarist of great Mick Abraham. Fantastic blues-driven guitarist, but the only one to feature Abraham. made for only 1,200 pounds. Can you imagine making this fantastic album for only 1,200 pounds? So bluesy, like nothing else that you heard from um, Jethro Tull. Almost like the first Fleetwood. Never heard that again. You had Beggar's Farm, Move On Alone, and a song for Jeffrey. The band wanted to go in a different direction. Ian Anderson wanted to go in a different direction rather than continuing blues. Mick Abrams wanted to stay blues, hence the split, and the rest is history, so to speak. But a great debut album, and that came in again at number 12. At number 11, I've got 3 copies of this one. I've got this in a nice little box set, and I've got a vinyl version of it. And of course, this I just received last week. Haven't really had a chance to listen to it because I'm just out of it. But I'm so interested in getting into this one. Great album. The 13th album by Jethro Tull, 1980 release. Was supposed to be an Ian Anderson project, a solo Ian Anderson project, but Chrysalis Records thought differently. So it was filed under A for Anderson, of course, but more of electronic sound, but still maintaining that classic Tull sound as well. Features Eddie Jobson on keyboards. You got Crossfire, Workin' John, Workin' Joe, Batteries not included. Really, really good album. Again, I just want to say that this is a fantastic, fantastic album. Could go either way, for sure. From 10 to 1, not much different. And again, depending on the day, could go up or down. But I'm going to go with their second album as number 10, Stand Up. Really good stuff. This is the first to feature Martin Barr on guitar, who would remain their guitarist forever until the band broke up. Again, Mick Abraham and Ian Anderson wanted to go in 2 different directions, so Ian Anderson won out, obviously. And still got some blues-driven tracks on this one, but more folk influence as well. Ian Anderson became in full control of the band from this point on, but what a fantastic second album. And it just sounds so good. That is number 10. At number 9, and these next 3 are just the cream of the crop, I would say. At number 9, this is Heavy Horses. A fantastic, fantastic album. Part of a trio of great folk rock albums. So you got Songs from the Wood, Stormwatch, and Heavy Horses all in a same kind of a trio pack. Great representation of country living in Great Britain. This one represents. It's a darker prog sounding album than the other 2, but I love the title track, Heavy Horses. So good. But great album. There's the boys there. I really enjoy this album. As well as the next one. Again, I've got 2 copies of it. I've got it from a box set, and I've got an album, Songs from the Wood. Again, the 10th album by the band, 1977 release, part of a trio of great progressive rock and folk rock. Again, including Heavy Horses and Stormwatch. You got the Whistler and the title track, of course, Songs from the Wood. So good. At number 7, again, 2 different covers of this one. I love the grizzly bear in the back. Stormwatch, of course. This is kind of an underrated album for sure. Stormwatch, the 12th album by Jethro Tull, released in 1978. Again, part of that trio of great progressive folk rock. Heavy Horses, Songs from the Wood. This one has mostly themes of environmental issues, climate changes, seaside living, mainly influenced by Ian Anderson's recent purchase of land on the Isle of Skye in Scotland. So that really influenced the album itself. You got Warm Sparrin, North Sea Oil, Home, just fantastic, fantastic stuff. So that trio right in the middle of the pack where it should be, really enjoyable stuff. At number 6, this is a passion play. Me. Sixth album by the man. Just coincidence that it happens to land on both my sixth choice and the sixth album. It's a concept album. Individual songs arranged in a single piece of music. You got the concept of afterlife, morality, and religion, and between good and evil. It became the second #1 hit in the U.S. Just a fantastic, fantastic album. I don't play it enough, but it's really, really good stuff. That's at number 6. And at number 5, again, these are just the cream of the crop. This was my introduction to Jethro Tull, even before Aqualung. This is War Child. I love the album. I'm not going to open up the album, but the back of the album cover has pictures of different themes of the, or people representing the different songs on the album. It's so cool. Again, 1974 release, the 7th studio album. One of my favorites ever, because again, it's my introduction to Jethro Tull. You got Bungling on Jungles, Skating Away on the Thin Ice of the New Day, Two Figures, War Child. Just so good stuff. And at number 4, Minstrel in the Gallery. Good stuff. The 8th album by the band, released in 1975. Great blend of electric and acoustic tracks. One of the band's most artistic albums as well. Martin Barr's a beast on this one, just so good. You got the title track, Cold Wind to Valhalla, Black Satin Dancer. Really, really good stuff. These next 3 are killer. Of course, Thick as a Brick. And this is the actual album cover. When you open it up, it's a newspaper. I'm not going to do that for time, but this is the original cover. This is definitely a concept album. 1972 release, the 5th studio album. One continuous piece of music, split over 2 sides because you had to flip the album over, basically. You got Thick as a Brick Part 1, Thick as a Brick Part 2. It's a fantastic journey. It really is. Considered a classic in progressive rock. Right up there with other greats. But yeah, fantastic, fantastic stuff. Believe it or not, these next 2, I was flipping between the 2 because I love both of them. But I'll keep the standards going. At number 2, this is Benefit. So I not only have this one in a box set, I have the anniversary edition. Amazing stuff in Benefit. 3rd album by the band, 1970 release. A darker album than Stand Up, their 2nd album, as there were a lot of pressures on touring, the extensive tour of the U.S. It's a heavy guitar riff album as well. Recorded at the time of Cream and Hendrix and Zeppelin. You know, you got those hard rock bands, and these guys wanted to be part of it, and they truly delivered. To Cry You a Song, A Time for Everything, just a couple of great tracks off of this one, but fantastic stuff. And of course, my number 1, the classic Act 1. I'd say considered probably one of the best albums ever, perhaps. Just going out there to say that. 4th album by the band. Band was just hitting their stride. 1971 release. It's a classic album from start to finish. A concept album for sure, between the religion and God, and the distinguishing factors between the two. Every track is where it should be on the album, if that makes any sense. Every track fits. You got the title track, Aqualung, Cross-Eyed Mary, Mother Goose. Wind Up is one of the highly underrated tracks ever, but it's one of the best on the album. Just fantastic, fantastic stuff in Aqualung. So there you have it, guys. There's my top 15. Hopefully I'll continue to improve and get better, but I just wanted to bring you guys up to date, and I miss doing videos. I really do. Anyway, guys, have yourself a wonderful day, guys. Take care. Love you all. We'll talk to you again soon. Bye now.